Hi, welcome to this brief video demonstration of simple techniques to use for animating in synfig. As this is a video primarily about synfig, I figure it's only right and proper that we start in Inkscape. I'm not a big fan of synfig's drawing tools. I prefer Inkscape's drawing tools. So in this example I have built a clock with a face, hands and a base. I've saved it as an SVG file and I've imported it into synfig, and here it is in synfig. It looks a bit weird, so let's just get it looking something like good enough. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all these objects. Actually, I'm going to move this group out of that group because we don't want that group. I'm going to call this group clock, and you'll notice that this has got a green dot there. So I zoom out, you can see where that green dot is. That's the center. It thinks everything is in the center, so for me I want all this to be in the center. So I'm just going to quickly select all this stuff, and you can see it's all off. So I'm going to get my translate tool, just the translate tool, and I'm selecting points, and I'm selecting handles, and that's all I'm selecting. I'm not selecting anything else, and I'm literally just going to move it. There we go, done. Alright, now these names are defined by Inkscape and they don't really mean a lot, but that's not that important. You can rename them if you want to. I'm not going to bother. So I want these two objects, they make up my hand, so I'm going to group them together, move them to the top and call it hand. Okay, we're ready to start getting this to animate. So first thing I'm going to select in the topmost object in the hand layer and right click. I get a pop-up menu with the option to add a new layer. All these including transform to the bottom. I want a rotate layer. And if I select my hand layer, do the same again, new layer, transform, I want a translate layer. Okay, can we see how this works? In the root of the clock layer there's a translate, in the root of the hand there's a rotate. Alright, let's get animating and then I can show you how this all works. So it's very important when you're animating in synfig to switch on animate mode, else nothing will work. You'll get no animation. And you do that by clicking that green guy at the bottom. You notice that your screen is now bordered red. So I'm going to move to 4 seconds in, and I'm going to move my rotate handle around. And if I go back to the beginning and scrub through, there we go. Perfect. That does exactly what I want to do. Zoom out. I'm going to go back to frame 0. Click on my translate. I'm going to move this all the way over here. I'm going to move to 4 seconds in. I'm going to move my clock all the way over here. Now as I scrub through, the clock moves from left to right while the hands rotate around. And that's a basic example of using transform layers to make cutout animation. Let's show you an example of this in a character. It's the cat detective from The Mystery of the Missing Money, and as you can see, the cat detective has got lots of different layers. There's the balloon, there's the big telescope that was used, border wall. This is all the drawings of the cat detective I needed to make. I drew all these in Inkscape and I basically cut them up and made layers out of them. So let's take a little look. I can take the move all. I think it's move all there. So cat detective has got a scale I can make him bigger or smaller in the scene depending on how big he needs to be. It's got a direction layer, which if I switch X to be -1, is now facing the other way. That's kind of useful. What else have we got in here? So every element is grouped up, and I could turn groups on and off. So I could easily, if just you can not have a hat or have a hat. Arms. Here's a detective's right arm, so you can see it. That's his rotate. At the moment, he's got that one on, so he could have. See, he's got different arms depending on what he needs to do, and depending on the shot. He didn't start off with all these objects. As we got a different shot that he needs to do, we'd add these elements in. So again, it's all rotated with the same thing. So I can move this up. Actually, I'll move it down. Put explosion arm on, and you can see it all syncs up. You can this group, you can animate the opacity, which is this. So you could have one frame of it at 100%, one frame of it at 0, and it would just pop off and then back on again. Let's look at the face. Let's zoom in. So he's got an eye, so I can translate his eyes around. I can rotate his head. I can rotate his body. Where's his body? That's his left arm. Let's rotate his left arm. Oh, there it is. I can rotate his body. I can rotate one of his legs. I can rotate his leg. I can also translate it. I can also move it as well, which is kind of handy if you just want to sort of get a shot. So yeah, this is just a really brief overview of ways you can work with synfig. I hope that's helpful. If you have any comments, just slap them in the comments below and I'll try and get back to you on that. Hope that's some help. Right, thank you.